Have you ever looked back and thought, that was my chance, and I missed it? Maybe someone offered you an opportunity, but you weren't ready. Maybe the right person walked into your life at the wrong time. Or maybe you were waiting for the perfect moment and missed the real one when it arrived. Here's the truth. Most people learn this too late. Opportunity doesn't send a calendar invite. It doesn't text you. It doesn't announce itself on social media. It just shows up. Unexpected, unplanned, unforgiving to those who aren't ready. But there are some people, rare people, who stay ready all the time. And when opportunity knocks just once, they open the door and walk into a completely different life. This is the story of one of those people. Stay with me until the end. Daniel, the 32-year-old waiter nobody noticed. In the heart of Chicago, on a busy downtown street, there was an upscale restaurant called the Sterling Oak. It was the kind of place where CEOs closed million-dollar deals, where celebrities slipped into private booths, where one dinner could cost more than some people made in a week. And inside this restaurant worked a 32-year-old waiter named Daniel. Daniel had been serving tables for 8 years, not because he loved the job, but because he needed to pay rent. While chasing his real dream, Daniel wanted to become a business consultant. He had a degree. He had taken online courses. He had built presentations and business case studies. But there was one problem. No connections. No mentor. No lucky break. Most of the other waiters treated the job like a temporary burden. They came in late, complained about customers, did just enough to get through the shift. But Daniel was different. Every shift, his uniform was perfectly pressed. His shoes were polished. His name tag straight. He studied the menu like it was a textbook. He knew every ingredient, every wine pairing, every story behind every dish. His coworkers laughed at him. Dude, why try so hard? It's just a waiter job. No important person is watching. Daniel would smile and say something simple. You never know who's watching. You never know when today might matter. The philosophy that changed everything. Daniel believed something most people ignored. A lesson he learned from his grandfather, an immigrant who built a small business from nothing. His grandfather used to say, the luckiest people in the world aren't lucky. They're ready. When opportunity comes, it doesn't wait for you to prepare. It only visits the people who already prepared. So Daniel prepared. Every single day. During lunch breaks, he read business books. Late at night, he practiced presentations. In the mirror, he trained his speaking skills. He kept his consulting portfolio on his phone, even though no one had ever asked to see it. Months passed. Nothing happened. One night after a double shift, his roommate asked him, Man, why do you keep studying? Nothing's happening. Daniel looked up calmly. Not yet. But when it does, I'll be ready. Friday night, when opportunity walked in. One cold Friday night in November. The restaurant was chaos. Every table was full. The kitchen was behind schedule. 3 waiters called in sick. The staff was overwhelmed. Daniel was covering twice his normal section. Running from table to table. Smiling. Staying calm. Doing his job like a professional. At 8:47 p.m., the manager rushed over. He looked stressed. Daniel, I need you to take table 12. VIP guest just walked in. His usual waiter is sick. Please, don't mess this up. Daniel looked toward the table, and his heart skipped. Sitting there was Robert Shin, CEO of Titan Consulting Group, one of the most powerful consulting firms in America. A billionaire businessman. A man known for spotting talent in unexpected places. This wasn't just another table. This was opportunity. Walking through the door. The moment of truth. For a split second, fear hit Daniel. What if I say something wrong? What if I'm not good enough? What if this is my one chance? And I ruin it? Then another thought replaced the fear. I've been preparing for this moment my whole life. I just didn't know it would look like this. He straightened his tie, took a breath, and walked to table 12. The conversation that changed everything. Robertson sat alone, reviewing documents on his tablet, looking like a man tired of meetings and business dinners. Daniel approached with calm confidence. Good evening, Mr. Chen. Welcome to the Sterling Oak. My name is Daniel, and I'll be taking care of you tonight. Robert nodded politely, clearly not interested in conversation. Daniel didn't try to impress him. He simply did his job, with excellence. When Robert asked about the salmon, Daniel didn't just repeat the menu. He explained where the fish was sourced, how the chef prepared it, what wine would pair perfectly, and suggested an alternative if he wanted something lighter. Robert paused, looked up, and studied Daniel carefully. You know your menu. Daniel smiled slightly. I believe in knowing my work, sir. No matter what that work is. Then came the unexpected question. Robert leaned back in his chair. Tell me something, Daniel. What do you do when you're not serving food? This was the moment. The one Daniel had unknowingly prepared for. He didn't hesitate. He didn't downplay himself. I study business consulting. I have a degree in business management. I've completed advanced strategy courses. And I maintain a portfolio of case studies. I work here while building experience and connections. But I spend every spare moment preparing for the day opportunity shows up. Robert stared at him quietly, then smiled. A lesson from a billionaire. You know something most people don't understand, Robert said. Most people wait for opportunity before they start preparing. By then, it's too late. You're doing the opposite. You're preparing while you wait. That's rare. Robert reached into his briefcase. He pulled out a worn notebook. I've carried this for 30 years. My idea book. He flipped through the pages. I wrote most of these ideas while waiting. Waiting for meetings. Waiting for flights. Waiting for my life to start. Then he pointed to a line on one page. I wrote this when I was 28. Opportunity is like rain. You can't control when it falls. But you can make sure you're standing there with a bucket, not an umbrella. Robert looked Daniel straight in the eye. Most people walk around with umbrellas. They want comfort, routine, predictability. So when opportunity rains down, they block it out. But successful people, they stand in the rain, with empty buckets, ready to catch every drop. The opportunity. Robert finished his coffee, then slid a business card across the table. My company is opening a new division. We need someone who understands service excellence. Someone who knows how to handle demanding clients. Someone who prepared, even when there was no guarantee. He looked directly at Daniel. Come to my office Monday morning. Bring your portfolio. Let's see what you can do. Daniel held the card, trying to stay calm, while his heart raced. Thank you, Mr. Chen. I'll be there. Robert stood up to leave, then turned back one last time. There were 5 other waiters working tonight. Any of them could have served me, but only one of them was ready. The life-changing moment. That night Daniel couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m. his roommate found him at the kitchen table. Papers everywhere. Laptop open. Practicing his presentation. Did something happen? His roommate asked. Daniel smiled. Yeah. Opportunity knocked. And I was ready. Monday morning, at 8:45 a.m. Daniel stood outside the headquarters of Titan Consulting Group. Early, prepared, ready. The interview lasted 2 hours. Robert asked tough questions. Daniel answered with knowledge he had built for years. Knowledge people thought was wasted on a waiter. But it wasn't wasted. It was invested. At the end of the interview, Robert said 5 words. 5 words that changed Daniel's life. When can you start working? 2 years later. 3 weeks later. Daniel wore a new uniform. A business suit. Consultant badge. 6 months later. He led his first major project. 1 year later. He became a senior consultant. 2 years later. He was speaking at business conferences. One colleague asked him one day, "How did you get so lucky? How did Robert Chen discover you?" Daniel smiled. "I wasn't lucky. I was ready." The truth for you. Daniel's story isn't about luck. It's about preparation. Right now, you might be waiting. Waiting for your chance. Waiting for someone to notice you. Waiting for life to begin. But here's the truth. Opportunity doesn't arrive when you're ready. It arrives when it's ready. The only question is, will you be ready when it comes? 3 things you should do today. First, pick one skill that matters to your dream. Spend 30 minutes today learning it, even if no one notices. Second, prepare your portfolio. Update your resume. Practice your pitch. So when someone says, "Show me what you can do," you're ready. Third, treat every moment like it matters. That random conversation. That ordinary Tuesday. That stranger you almost ignored. Any of them could be opportunity in disguise. Because the world rewards one type of person. The person who is ready before they are needed. You can't control when opportunity arrives. But you can control whether you're prepared. And that changes everything. So ask yourself one question tonight. When opportunity rains down on your life, will you hide under an umbrella? Or will you stand there with an empty bucket, ready to catch every drop? Your bucket is already in your hands. Now step into the rain.